All right, this is our next mediumship group, and we'll just do a brief session on some Q&A. On today's mediumship group, I want to talk about, how nerve-wracking it is to do mediumship, because for me, it is every time I do mediumship, I'm like, what am I doing? How do you know if it's real? What's going to happen next? Who am I seeing? I have no control. I have no control who's coming to see me. I have no control when I'm doing mediumship, what's going to happen for the people that I'm trying to connect to. I still feel very embarrassed and self-conscious, which is why the mediumship part is not recorded and not public. I'm still very embarrassed about it. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know what happens. So every time I do mediumship, even showing up to do this group, I'm just being brave, just stepping into open air. Hopefully something catches me when I do it. So there's a lot of faith involved. There's a lot of courage involved. But I also want to encourage mistakes. Mistakes, or, I think an author said, falling upward. You're falling, but you're falling upward into progression. You're developing, you're progressing. Is something that's very, very helpful to do, to kind of get it over with. Let yourself know that you're going to make mistakes, and you need to make mistakes as you figure out your mediumship gifts. And I've made some very spectacular mistakes. I was so upset I didn't do mediumship for 7 months. I just shut the whole thing down. No guides, no nothing. So there's been some embarrassingly big mistakes. And I was thinking today, on the other hand, when you're being mediumistic, when you are mediumistic, you're very open. I'm constantly hearing people just, yammering at me. I can hear them. I choose not to see them, but I definitely can't shut off the hearing. And then being so open like that and receiving so much emotional projections, you got to have a strong sense of self so that you can maintain your sense of self while perceiving the other. And the stronger sense of self you have, the stronger you can feel the not you, so that when you're hearing all these thoughts and projections, that is not me that is coming at me. And also, when you have a strong sense of self, you also can then feel the friendly ones, the guides, the benevolent ones, when they're giving you a good advice, a good suggestion, a healing. You can also perceive it and choose to receive it. So a good sense of self helps. And so I was wondering if we could talk to our guides about what our true self could be like, if we could receive some information about it, and then we could start to encourage it more, or whatever you want to do with it. And then I was also thinking that we could actually, because of our low self-worth, we would ask for somebody else in the group what their mediumship gift is. Because if you're asking for yourself, your own sense of worth may shut it down. But if you're asking for somebody else, it could be fun too. And you also really learn to start appreciating everybody, because I have a facade of putting people down, of breaking people down, which is my mother. So basically, my mini mom is one of my facades. And so to challenge and confront it, I would deliberately ask God to show me the good qualities, the wonderful qualities, which challenge the addiction, which is like, fine, it burns and I'll die, and that's okay. But you also start to really appreciate how awesome they are, which then helps to confront the facade and the addiction. And you kind of, again, it's a sense of self. I'm saying, I will not project anger at people. That is a God's child, and I will not quit till I feel how God feels about them. That's kind of like your firmness, your discipline. It's a choice you're making about who you are in that moment. And it's been fun. I've received some information about people that make me go, oh, I just adore them. And then I start to feel better about myself, thinking, when I really feel people, I love them. I adore them. This is just some facades that pick some people who I really tend to value and appreciate people. So it becomes very healing when you start to do these kind of exercises. So to start with, I was wondering if we could ask our guides if they could give us some clue. Michael just joined us, so I'll just give it 10 seconds to step in and ask some question. Is that okay? What I've got planned today, is that good? Yeah. Okay. Oh, just look at your house. Wow, look at all that light in there. It's
I just
awesome.
pushed screen back and I was
Okay.
like, there's the
Oh, that's awesome. It looks lovely. Michael, we're just about to ask our guide a question, so I'll just mention it and then see if you want to step into. So the question we're asking our guide is, what are some of my true self qualities? If they feel or able to give us some ideas, some hints about our true self. What are some of my true self, my unique self's qualities? Nature. Okay, we'll be back. All right. Very curious what everyone got. Who wants to start? Selena.
Okay, I don't like doing this very much.
You don't like the question or the
Well,
answer?
No, I don't like doing this kind of question very much.
Really? How come?
No, I don't know. Did I read the question right? We're asking the guide what our true self is, qualities.
Yeah.
So they're going to say nice things about us, hopefully. Like that, right?
A quality is a quality. So
Quality. Oh yeah, true.
you
It could
may
be a
say,
quality.
I don't like it. You may say that.
Oh, okay. So they could be bad qualities.
True self? I don't know. You may think it's bad. What if your true self is outspoken and you go, I don't like it, that's bad. But that would be your judgment.
Oh yeah. That'd be my judgment. Yeah.
Or maybe your true self is your true self could be very, very humble, very, very sweet, could be a poetess, God forbid. Selena is a poetess from those who are in the book group. But you may judge it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay, I just got a couple. Curiosity about people. And an openness to strangers. Like I'm just not afraid of people.
Wow.
Ever.
I've admired that about you. I'd be I can never do that. Oh yeah. You talked about some conversation you had people, and I'm like, I would never do that.
I've always wondered about that. Like I'm just not afraid. Like I never even think about being raped in a parking lot or anything like that. Just doesn't even occur to me that somebody would do something bad to me.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's a quality. Yeah.
Well, it's up to you to decide what you think about it. I think it's
sure. Awesome. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Low self-worth here. It's such a
not a good day.
Thank you. Okay, who's next? Casey?
Sorry, it was faster to put my hand up than get to the reaction button. I saw a lot of myself as a little child. And then some of this I don't understand yet. So lots of like soft loving. Like when I love, it's very soft, I guess. Wow. Patience, which I don't think that I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the other ones that I have, I kind of remember doing, but stopped due to like children judging, inclusion. It always,
Oh,
yeah, it always bothered me if somebody was left out. So
yeah.
including like and play. Everybody can come in, everybody can be included, everybody can play, everybody can learn when we're playing, everybody can be
Yeah.
loved when we're playing, like that sort of those.
Okay.
There's something about those two together.
But there's slight difference between you and Selena. Selena is open. You are inclusive. Selena is curious about people. But there's kind of a nice nuance of just a slight different shade of that complements, that brings it together nicely. There's a uniqueness to it. Yeah. Okay. Was there more? I mean, we have thousands of qualities, but I think we're given one to start to.
Yeah, it was, I mean, and like I immediately saw things that I think I've talked about before, like I love animals, I love children. But that what it was, I think, guiding me to was this stuff that I don't see quite see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's it for now.
Okay.
Was kind of the
Yeah, I mean, because of our self-worth, we get one and we're like, oh, and it may take us decades to just try to work through that and embrace it. Who knows? I had other questions follow, and I was like, no, I think that question is enough. It'll still things enough that you choose what you will from it.
Yeah. And I think my resistance around it is, in terms of my self-worth, is I don't believe that will bring any good to the world. Like that's
Okay.
my injury. So there's
Yeah. Which is why facades are created. When our true self is rejected because that's not what our parents want from us, then we have to create a facade. So we have been told, like, nobody wants this. We don't want what you have. So we reject it. Imagine Selena being open to everyone, open to strangers. I can just imagine her mom. Perfect trigger for her mom's fears. You're the perfect child for her. Yeah, thank you. Okay, next. Jill?
Yeah, I mean, this, just like everybody else, stepped all over my low self-worth. The first one that kind of came up was creativity. Like my creativity is, and I do cherish that. Like I do cherish that I am very creative, and I don't like, I always put it as, I don't necessarily just think outside the box. There is no box, like whatever.
Wow.
So but it has to, but I only use it in certain situations. I don't use it in all situations. So the rest of it I kind of judged. Compassion came up, and then I put in progress because I don't believe I have compassion for anything.
Yeah.
Which a lovely self-attack. And then of course, I mean, my love of plants, nature, animals, children, all of that as well. And that's kind of where everything stopped.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Michael.
I think it's an excellent question, and I didn't like it either.
Yep.
Was right with you with that, Selena. So I'm like touching all around it, trying to figure out what do I know from not being told. I'm not concerned about what I'm going to become, like, or what my gifts are, as I would have been, say, 30 years ago, trying to find myself. I just hope they'll come out in what I do. So what I saw was, I don't really know. I'm hiding. I still don't really know myself. And I saw like a path, say the divine love path. I'll need to be on my soul's path to know, feel it, to identify it, to be it. Then I backed up a little bit, and I let them say that I, and in my true nature, I'm dynamic and able to be enthused.
Wow. Okay.
So that's as far as I got.
That's beautiful. We just need the one. Just try to grapple with that. That's, Okay, thank you. Jess, do you want to share?
I have quite a long list.
Okay.
I feel like I'm just so excited to see everyone. I don't know, I feel energized as soon as I got on here. So
Yeah.
what I got is psychic mediumistic. I thought that's funny. Musical, which I'm starting to feel like bubble up, like wanting to be expressed more and more. I got fearless, and I was like, ha! I shook the first 3 days of the BAMF. I shook for 3 days, and I'm like, fearless, what?
That's
and then
awesome.
I wrote a little arrow, like more what resonates more with me is courageous.
Yeah,
because I'm actually feeling a lot of fear, so that doesn't, I guess that's my unique true self, but not there in this moment. Curious, adventurous, loving. I was also like, huh? So loving to compassionate to empathic to deeply forgiving.
Wow.
Being able to forgive like really, really bad stuff. I got highly sensitive, and then an arrow back to that's why I'm able to be psychic and mediumistic. I got funny, humble and prayerful, creative, and then an image of like me dancing in blue silk, and like, wild like the wind, but also graceful, which doesn't connect with how I feel now. Faithful, as in like full of faith, hungry for growth, green thumb, generous, teacher, knowledge carrier. And then I just got water and a bunch of question marks, like water protector, something to do with, I don't know, water. And then stubborn, won't give up, and gentle.
Nice. Good. Okay. When you're open to it, you can get so many. That's awesome. Good. Good.
I think I didn't put any of the more negative ones because it was trying to encourage me.
No, this is true self. There should be no negatives. Unless you think it is.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. What I got was, I've said a couple of times that when I get in my zone, I feel like I'm a surgeon. If I had gone into conventional medicine, I would have gone into surgery. Just this kind of feeling of like, I really like cutting and just removing stuff out. And so what I saw was the microsurgery. It's hard to explain what I felt, but even like ultra gentleness, but very concise. And I want to truly understand the situation, but I'm talking to God about it the whole time. And then I kind of like open up the situation or the person or the injury, really, really open it up and really go in there and then go, oh, this is a false belief. God, this is not how you feel about the situation or the person. And I'm like, this has got to go. This has got to come out. So it's that kind of like a very refined, wonderful development of where I am starting out right now, which is very crass and gross and bold, but I can see where it's going to end up and how beautifully gentle it is. I feel seen. I feel embraced. I feel like I knew there was some kind of a surgery in there. And the stubbornness I have about what is God's truth about it, and if it's not God's truth, it's got to go. It's like, oh, that's that other quality. I can see all these different qualities all came together in that one vision. I feel seen. I feel like, wow, is that where I'm headed 100 years from now? Yes. That's awesome. It's very, very awesome. But I can also see the contrast between my level of insensitivity to the level of sensitivity I'm going to have to get to. And the intense gentleness by the time I get there, and the intense empathy I'm going to get to. Like, wow, that's, long way to go. And that's okay. but I like what I saw. It's a gift. It's an absolute gift. If I really actually do get to be one of those people. That's awesome. Okay, so now that we are all somewhat pouty about what we have, let's ask a question about. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the question for one of the other person in the group. So we're going to go in a circle, whatever that means for me. The question will be, so basically what I want to encourage here is that even though you think you're not doing mediumistic work, if you show up in a workshop, you're still providing a gift. And even if all you have to do offer is a prayer for our spirit friends, you're still offering a gift. And it's a unique gift based on your passion and what matters to you and your nature. So what I want is for one of us to ask for the other, what gifts does he or she offer through mediumship or prayers that helps our spirit friends? What gifts does he or she offer through mediumship or prayers that helps our spirit friends? Even if it's just by you showing up and you think you didn't do any mediumship, but it's already happening. So let's see. Selena asked for me. I asked for Jess. Jess asked for Michael. Michael asked for Casey. Casey asked for Jill. Jill asked for Selena, because that's my circle. So I will ask for Jess, what gifts does Jess offer through mediumship or prayers that help her spirit friends? Is that clear? Yeah. Okay, we'll come back. All right, let's begin with Jess. Do you want to say what you got for Michael?
I feel really nervous of following
right.
up. It was really specific, and
Okay.
I felt like I was going to have Michael before you gave me Michael. The name John came up really strongly. I don't know if that's a guide or someone who's visiting, but like really strongly the name John. And then I got helping the elderly, transitioning to the spirit world, compassion around death, dying, and grief. And then I saw images of the Day of the Dead, like Dia de los Muertos, and then Remembrance Day and the month of November being significant. And then a gentleness and a softness to what is wrongfully perceived as morbidity. And then I saw digging in the dirt at what may have been an assisted living home.
You don't know Michael, but holy smokes.
What?
Okay.
You peaked. Who told her that stuff?
Nobody. She knows nothing.
What? Tell me.
That was awesome. I don't want to spend too much time with this, but Michael, if you want to give a quick summary.
I take care of my parents are elderly, and I'm taking care of them here at the house. We live on an acre in the Bay Area, and we have a garden, so I'm always in the garden. I wish I were a medium that I could get stories, but I feel like if I were, and I'm an RN, so if I were to be back as an RN, I would enjoy hospice and helping people transition. So all those things are real sweet and close to me. I think of myself as more dynamic than that, but those are that's the stuff that I'm in the middle of right now.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
It's priceless. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Michael, what did you get for Casey?
Okay. I had about half the time to work with because we had guests come. Casey is what the spirits receive is, hi Casey, someone who hears them who is calm, certain, and caring. So they have they know that you hear them and you have those qualities. And then I got single vibration, which means polarized is not exactly the right word, but you are like a true flame or like a single light. You're not scattered. You're not a whole lot of frequencies. You're straight ahead, so that you know what she stands for, and you're not afraid to say the truth when it's not politically correct. So they can know they can get it straight from you.
Yeah. I don't think Casey knew that she was single pointed, but yeah, she is. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Something to celebrate about yourself. Okay. All right. Casey, what you got for Jill?
Yeah, this was really cool. So I just kept feeling, the first description that came to mind was mama bear. Constant, clear boundaries, does not waver, steadfast in the energy that she's bringing, whether through prayer or mediumship, consistent. And I also felt this really deep faith that you can do it. You can do this work. And then I also saw, which I don't think she sees, this like tether to God.
Wow.
Where your faith might be clouded with injury right now, but it's so strong that you never second guess that God has the answers. And that's why spirits are drawn in a certain way to you.
Wow. All right. That's beautiful. It's gonna be so nice in January. We can actually meet and give each other hugs. It's so awesome. Except for Selena, she'd be in a mood. She's like, I'm not a nice person. Don't say nice things to me. I'm gonna go now. And she's gonna go sulk. We are gonna have to sit around her and kind of like sing to her or something. Like we're gonna break it down. You're awesome. Should be our project. All right, thank you. Jill, what did you get? Do you want to take a moment, Jill, to respond to Casey's?
Thank you. I needed that today. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I got for Selena, gentle guidance, someone that helps them cross over, but not necessarily like from this planet to spirit world, just in their sort of in their next step. So helps them cross over or see the world in front of them. And this one was pretty cool because it was like Selena provides or is like a blanket bomb. So like if you can imagine the most glorious sort of throw or blanket, and that she wraps it around whoever is there, whoever needs it, either the sick or whoever needs it, and it like instantly heals wounds and provides that healing ability that no one else can do. So it's kind of like being like a I got the word nurse, but that didn't really fit. Like it was something along those lines, but it was a healer, like that that ability to, but a loving like a loving blanket and a loving healing gentleness that she has.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Selena. Are you mute? You're mute.
That was really nice. And I do, that's always kind of my intention. with people is that they feel that way after I've been like old, people that are just lost in the world, that they have that feeling when I leave of feeling somehow something nice happened.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mila. Oh, I got Mila. Well, I just saw her with just, always looking around with spirits and stuff and talking to her, and it's just courage to allow the spirits, like that would a gift she has, to allow them to talk and not being unloving towards them. Even though that might be tempting, she's really trying, like, doesn't want to be unloving towards them. They're, to try to see them as suffering because she cares so much about suffering, and acceptance that spirits show her the truth, even if she doesn't want them around. There's truth to be learned from their presence, even though it's not always comfortable, but your genuine desire to help others keeps you allowing it, like not rejecting, because that's sometimes tempting. Yes. But not doing it, because you do have a desire to help and care and love them, and hopefully and knowing that when you're not resisting them, that you are helping them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, that solves a question. It's like I allow them to talk. That's why I was talking to me. It's like, oh, I never clued into that. That I'm
really?
the one allowing them to talk.
Yeah.
That's why they come and talk to me. And I'm going, why are they always talking to me? Oh my God. It's like, oh, well, I'm the one that's encouraging it.
You don't ever tell them you're tired? I'll talk to you later. Have a minute?
No.
Why not?
I don't know exactly. I've been wondering that myself, but now I'm going, it is my gift or desire to allow them to talk. Like, okay,
yeah, and also,
hours.
And you can be really loving and just say, but right now I'm kind of wrapped up in myself right now. I have to do that all the time. I'm just kind of wrapped up in myself right now. I really don't have anything for you. Come later.
Okay. But now I know why that happens. And I kind of honor that about myself. That's a really cool gift to give to somebody. Letting them talk. Thank you. Okay, so I got Jess. So Jess, there's this determination and raw courage coming out of you. You can do this. That comes out of you towards spirits. And then when you're blocked or tantruming, then they see that you're not open to your guide, and they can actually see your guide around you trying to help. And then they get really invested, going, why is she letting him help? Why is he? Like they start to get like trying to like be like, please let him help you, please let it in. And then they start to feel like, well, then where's our guides? Is somebody trying to help us? So they start to see that dynamic. And then they also are very curious to see how Jess is going to resolve the issue. So when Jess is in a tantrum and is stuck, they're now watching to see what's going to happen. How is it going to get resolved? What insight's going to come to you? And then they can see that when you heal, you immediately passionately will express that part of you. And they can see how much you healed and changed just by going through a process. So they're watching and learning a lot from it. And that when you pray, you go into a place of devotion and surrender. And then when you do that, they can see all these colors and changes happening to you, and they start to get affected by watching what happens when you pray. Yeah, I stop there. There you go. So, wow, okay. It's incredible how nice things can make us very uncomfortable. So the next thing I want to do is the mediumship bit. What I want is for everyone, I guess for Jill and Jess and Michael, to let yourself use your imagination and try to guess what they must look like, what are they wearing, what's their environment looking like. Try to kind of get involved in trying to feel into, instead of just receiving passively, to actually actively try to investigate what do you feel these people are that we're talking to, what they look like, what's happening, and make the mistakes, fall up with, go in there and try to make guesses and be wrong, and start exercising those muscles. And I think that's pretty good for the talking to our guides bit. And as I'm very embarrassed about being mediumistic, I'm going to turn off the recording and do some mediumship.